evening. Will you introduce yourself and tell us which book that you narrated is a finalist tonight and what category?
Yes, hi Beth. I'm Simon Vance. This is in the fantasy category, and the title of the book is The Emperor's Blades by Brian Staveley.
And published by Brilliance Audio, is that right?
That's right, yes, Brilliance Audio.
Wonderful. So this is a fantasy book, and I know those fantasy authors make up words, make up destinations. How do you deal with that as a narrator? These aren't words that you can look up in the dictionary and figure out what the pronunciation is.
Well, certainly in these instances where the author has created a whole world and created the names that go along with it, the best person to ask is the author himself. So yes, I mean, when I was commissioned to record this book, my first thing to do was to send an email to the author and see if he was available, going through the publisher as usual, but eventually we got in direct contact, and he was very forthcoming. We had nice conversations, and he sent me a goodly list of names and pronunciations to work with, and very clearly, and that has always helped, and I love that.
The book is about an emperor who's been slain and his children, and can you tell me if you felt you related or had a rapport with one of those children or one of the other characters in the book?
Well, I have a rapport with all the characters I do in the book, and particularly, obviously, the heroes, whoever the main characters are. It's important that you can identify some part of yourself in each of those characters. In this case, there's two sons and the daughter, and what I love about this book is that they are beautifully created characters, very individual. A lot of fantasy can be somewhat sort of what's the word, opportunistic. The characters are there just to push the thing forward, the story forward. These are all very well identified characters, very rounded, very three-dimensional. I love that. I love them all. There's the daughter who remains in the home city and tries to rule in place of her father who's been slain. The two brothers, one is a monk, has been sent away. It's like a Shaolin monk, and he's been in meditation for years. He's the gentle one, and then there's the other one who's joined something called the Ketrel Squadron, where part of the fantasy is they have these birds and they have a crew that hangs off the claws. There's more to it than that, but that's basically it. But they're very violent. They're both under threat. All three of them are under threat by the people who killed their father, and they don't know who that is. But I love them all, and I love the contrasts, and I couldn't say that I preferred either one. When I was the monk, I loved being the monk. It's so peaceful and comforting. and the same with when I'm the aggressor, when I'm the young guy trying to work things out and fighting for his life left, right and center. It's a wonderful thing to have a well-written character, and I think that's what Brian Staveley has done with this book. So I couldn't identify any single one I like particularly more than the others. I love them all.
And this is one of the differences between this kind of performance and doing a stage or movie or some other performance where you get to play only one character. In this one, you got to play several.
Well, that's the joy of audiobooks. I mean, I've heard it said, we play God. We are the director from above. We play every single character and we dictate where they walk. The only difference is that, not the difference, but the thing is we have to stick to the words. The words are all there. And if the author has done a good job of creating the world, then it's an easy thing to slip into that costume or those many, many, many costumes. And I've been talking recently with a lot of my colleagues and sort of students, as it were, of how, as a narrator, it's very similar to being an actor, that we have to be mindful, we have to be in the moment. You cannot be thinking about what happened before or what's coming up, and we're not thinking about how did I say that or how am I going to say that. You are in the moment, and if the text is a good text, it's very easy to do that, and the characters just flow off the page, and the actor, in truth, doesn't have to do a great deal if you're relying on your instincts in that moment and not worrying about it. This was a beautiful book.
Anything particularly challenging or particularly rewarding about this particular performance?
I think I'd just be repeating myself. I love a well-written book. It can be any genre, any type of book. This happens to be fantasy. It's just so rewarding when you're journeying with these characters and it's all making sense and you get to a satisfying conclusion, even if it's a cliffhanger, because this is the first part of a three-book series. Yep. So, no, I mean, I love it. I love a well-written book.
And listeners love a well-performed book. So congratulations and good luck tonight.
Thank you, Beth.